عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال يا أمه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت نعم إن جدك تحت الكساء. فأقبل الحسن نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جدة يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء؟ فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب حوضي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل معه تحت الكساء.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسين عليه السلام قد أقبل وقال السلام عليك يا أمه. فقلت عليك السلام يا ولدي ويا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال لي يا أمه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها راية جد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت نعم إن جدك وحاك تحت الكساء. فدنا الحسين نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جده، السلام عليك يا من اختاره الله، أتحزن لي أن أكون معكما تحت الكساء؟ فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافع أمتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخلا معهما تحت الكساء.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب وقال السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. فقلت وعليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين. فقال يا فاطمة إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها راية أخي وابن أم رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت نعم، ها هو مع ولديك تحت الكساء. فأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله، أتحزن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال له عليك السلام يا أخي ويا وصيي وخليفتي وصاحب لوائي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل ولي تحت الكساء.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت السلام عليك يا أبتاه يا رسول الله. أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بضعتي، قد أذنت لك فدخلت تحت الكساء.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ أبي رسول الله بطرف الكساء وهما بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وحامتي، لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي، يؤلمني ما يؤلمه ويحزنني ما يحزنه. أنا حرب لمن حربه وسلم لمن سلمهم وعدو لمن عاده ومحب لمن أحبه. إنهم مني وأنا منهم، فاجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورزوانك علي وعليهم، وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
فقال الله عز وجل يا ملائكتي ويا سكان سماواتي، إني ما خلقت السماء مبنية ولا أرض مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضية ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا في محبة هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبرائيل يا رب ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجل هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها وبهلها وبنوها.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
فقال جبرائيل يا رب أتأذن لي أن أحبط إلى الأرض لأكون معهم سادسة؟ فقال الله نعم قد أذنت لك. فهبط الأمين جبرائيل وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله، العلي الأعلى يقرئك السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرض مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضية ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم، وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم، فهل تحزن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله، إنه نعم قد أذنت لك. ودخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء. فقال لأبي إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
فقال علي لأبيه يا رسول الله أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال نبي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبر هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفر لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي إذن والله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال النبي الثاني يا علي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبر هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا وفيه محموم إلا وفرج الله همه ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غمه ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. فقال علي إذن والله فزنا وسعدنا وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد
محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
آخر میں مجیب سے مجاہد صاحب ہمارے محمد بھائی کے والد صاحب بیمار ہیں، ان کی صحتیابی کے لیے مجیب. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. اما یجیب المضطر اذا دعا ویکشف السوء. اما یجیب المضطر اذا دعا ویکشف السوء. اما یجیب المضطر اذا دعا ویکشف السوء. اما یجیب المضطر اذا دعا ويكشف السوء. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. یا الہ العالمین اللہ تعالیٰ میں خوشی کرنی ہے، اس خوشی کے طور تمام مومنین کو صحت کاملہ عاجلہ عطا فرما. خاص کر مسلمانوں کے لیے دعا کیجیے، اس کو جلد از جلد صحت یاب فرما. اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم.
السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. تحفہ یا علی مدد ایک نعرے صلوات سے آپس میں کہہ رہے تھے سپاہی یزید کے، آپس میں کہہ رہے تھے سپاہی یزید کے، عباس کا نہ سامنا ہو یہ دعا کرے. عباس کا نہ سامنا ہو یہ دعا کرے. مومن تمہاری نسل سے ہوگا کوئی ضرور، مومن تمہاری نسل سے ہوگا کوئی ضرور. تیگے علی سے بچ گئے جاؤ مزہ کرے. صلوات.
اللہ کیا کہہ رہے
مل بنی نے بیٹے کو بیدار کر دیا. جنگ فتح کرنے کو تیار کر دیا ہر جنگ فتح کرنے کو تیار کر دیا عباس کو لگا کے کلیجے سے بار بار اتنی دعائیں دی کہ علمدار کر دیا اتنی دعائیں دی کہ علمدار کر دیا نعرے صلوات
آلِ محمد
میں ہوں در عباس ہے اور میری جبی ہے میں ہوں در عباس ہے اور میری جبی ہے سب کہنے کی باتیں ہیں فلک ہے نہ زمین ہے سب کہنے کی باتیں ہیں فلک ہے نہ زمین ہے میں ہوں در عباس ہے اور میری جبی ہے
نعرہ حیدری
زخمی ہے مگر کرب و بلا زخمی ہے مگر کرب و بلا کتنی ہنسی ہے جنت کہیں دنیا میں اگر ہے تو یہی ہے
نعرہ حیدری
جنت کہیں دنیا میں اگر ہے تو یہی ہے کیوں بدعت عباس میں لکنت ہے زباں کو کیوں بدعت عباس میں لکنت ہے زباں کو دیکھو کئی محفل میں سکینہ تو نہیں ہے دیکھو کہیں محفل میں سکینہ تو نہیں ہے کب مشق چھنی یاد ہے عباس کو لیکن کٹ گئے سانے وہ انہیں یاد نہیں ہے کب کٹ گئے سانے وہ انہیں یاد نہیں ہے ہمت ہو تو بے تیغ بھی لڑتا ہے سپاہی ہمت ہو تو بے تیغ بھی لڑتا ہے سپاہی عباس تو ہاتھوں کا بھی محتاج نہیں ہے عباس تو ہاتھوں کا بھی محتاج نہیں ہے اتنا تو یقین ہے تیری امداد کا مجھ کو اتنا تو یقین ہے مجھے امداد کا مجھ کو جتنا مجھے زہرا کی دعاؤں کا یقین ہے جتنا مجھے زہرا کی دعاؤں کا یقین ہے سے اتری ہے سروس آیا تطہیر جہاں پر اتری ہے سروس آیا تطہیر جہاں پر عباس علمدار اسی گھر کا مکی ہے عباس علمدار اسی گھر کا مکی ہے میں ہوں در عباس ہے اور میری جبی ہے التماس سے دعا سلوات میں
وعلیکم السلام
تمام شبوں کی آج کی شب کی آپ سب کو مبارکباد بڑے محمد و آل محمد صلی اللہ علیہ
محمد
دو مصرے پیش کروں گا پہلے جشن کا ماحول بن جائے اس کے بعد مولا غازی کی شان میں ایک منقبت
بسم اللہ
آسمانوں کو زمینوں پہ بچھایا جائے آسمانوں کو زمینوں پہ بچھایا جائے آسمانوں کو زمینوں پہ بچھایا جائے کہ ماہ شعبان ہے کعبے کو سجایا جائے ہٹایا جائے، رن میں 9 لاکھ کو دیکھا تو یہ بولے اصغر، بابا مٹی کے کھلونوں کو ہٹایا جائے، بابا مٹی کے کھلونوں کو ہٹایا جائے، چھوڑ کر چکی یہ کہنے لگی ایک دن زہرا کہ آج غازی کے لیے کرتا منگایا جائے، کہ آج غازی کے لیے کرتا منگایا جائے۔ سب مل کے نعرہ حیدری۔ مولا غازی کی شان میں ایک منقبت ہے، پیش کروں گا۔ پایا غازی حسین نے تسبیحوں میں وفا وفا کہہ کے، پایا غازی حسین نے تسبیحوں میں وفا وفا کہہ کے، چہرہ غازی کا چومتی ہیں عالیہ بھی خدا خدا کہہ کے، چہرہ غازی کا چومتی ہیں عالیہ بھی خدا خدا کہہ کے، پایا غازی 4 شعبان کی گھڑی آئی، بولی زینب کے میرے بھائی، 4 شعبان کی گھڑی آئی، بولی زینب کے میرے بھائی، رب سے مانگا تھا ماں نے تجھے، رب نے بھیجا عطا عطا کہہ کے، پایا غازی حسین نے تسبیحوں میں وفا وفا کہہ کے، تیرے لب پر میری گواہی ہے، کیا طبیعت میں تو الہی ہے، بن کے زہرا بلاؤں گی تمہیں غازی ردا ردا کہہ کے، پایا غازی حسین نے تسبیحوں میں وفا وفا کہہ کے، سب کو مشکل سے جو بچاتا ہے، خود خدا کے جو کام آتا ہے، لوڑی دیتا ہے وہ علی کشا کشا کہہ کے پایا غازی حسین نے تسبیحوں میں وفا وفا کہہ کے معجزہ ایسا یہ دکھائے گا مرض بیمار بھاگ جائے گا آب عباس سبیلوں کا دیجئے گا دوا دوا کہہ کے پایا غازی حسین نے تسبیحوں میں وفا وفا کہہ کے کبھی مشکل کشا پکارا اسے کبھی حاجت روا پکارا اسے شاہ عباس کو بلاتے ہیں پاس اپنے جدا جدا کہہ کے پایا غازی حسین نے تسبیحوں میں وفا وفا کہہ کے چہرہ غازی کا چومتی ہے عالیہ بھی خدا خدا کہہ کے نعرہ حیدری
رواد بار محمد وآل محمد صلی علی محمد وآل محمد
اللہم
صلی علی محمد وآل محمد.
السلام علیکم.
وعلیکم السلام.
علیکم.
خیر مبارک.
4-5 منٹ کا ٹائم دیا گیا بس مختصر سا پیش کروں گا. بآواز بلند سلام علیکم.
صلی علی محمد وآل محمد.
سارا جہاں حسین کا سارا جہاں حسین کا سارا جہاں حسین کا سارا جہاں حسین کا جو ہے انبیاء کو نہ مل سکا جو ہے انبیاء کو نہ مل سکا وہ ہے مرتبہ حسین کا سارا جہاں حسین کا سارا جہاں حسین کا لوح و قلم حسین کا ارض و سما حسین کا لوح و قلم حسین کا ارض و سما حسین کا
ماشاءاللہ.
ساری خدائی حسین کی خود ہے خدا حسین کا سارا جہاں حسین کا
سارا جہاں حسین کا، یہ جو ہو رہی آذان ہے یہ حسین کا احسان ہے، یہ جو ہو رہی آذان ہے یہ حسین کا احسان ہے، جو سنو آذان اے دوستوں کرو شکریہ حسین کا، سارا جہاں حسین کا، سارا جہاں حسین کا، ہے یہی دعا ہے یہ التجا، اے خدا رب دو جہاں، ہے یہی دعا ہے یہ التجا، اے خدا رب دو جہاں، تجھے واسطہ ہے حسین کا، غم کرتا حسین کا، سارا جہاں حسین کا، سارا جہاں حسین کا، آواز بلند صلوات۔
اور محمد وال محمد سے کہاں سے لائے گی دنیا حسین کے جیسا، کہاں سے لائے گی دنیا حسین کے جیسا، کہاں سے لائے گی دنیا حسین کے جیسا، عبادتوں کا تو جاری ہے سلسلہ اب تک، عبادتوں کا تو جاری ہے سلسلہ اب تک، نمازی کو وہ نمازی نہیں ملا اب تک، کرے جو خاک پہ سجدہ حسین کے جیسا، کہاں سے لائے گی دنیا حسین کے جیسا، کہاں سے لائے گی دنیا حسین کے جیسا، فضیلتیں جو کوئی کربلا کی پوچھے گا، فضیلتیں جو کوئی کربلا کی پوچھے گا، مجھے یقین ہے کعبہ جواب یہ دے گا، نہیں کسی کا بھی روزہ حسین کے جیسا، کہاں سے لائے گی دنیا حسین کے جیسا، دلیر مان رہی ہے شجاعتیں تم کو، دلیر مان رہی ہے شجاعتیں تم کو، سلام کرتی ہے اصغر شجاعتیں تم کو، ہے 6 مہینے میں جذبہ حسین کے جیسا، کہاں سے لائے گی دنیا حسین کے جیسا، کہاں سے لائے گی دنیا حسین کے جیسا،
شکست کس کی ہے میدان میں فیصلہ کر لے. مباہلہ کا واقعہ. شکست کس کی ہے میدان میں فیصلہ کر لے. دلیل چھوڑ دے آجا مباہلہ کر لے. دلیل چھوڑ دے آجا مباہلہ کر لے. ہے تیرے پاس تو لے آ حسین کے جیسا. کہاں سے لائے گی دنیا حسین کے جیسا. کہاں سے لائے گی دنیا حسین کے جیسا. نصیریوں سے کہو چھوڑ دے بضد ہونا. نصیریوں سے کہو چھوڑ دے بضد ہونا. قبول کیسے کرے گا وہ لم یلد ہونا. جسے نصیب ہو بیٹا حسین کے جیسا. کہاں سے لائے گی دنیا حسین کے جیسا. خدا ہی جانے کے عباس کیا ہے شان تیری. خدا ہی جان کے عباس کیا ہے شان تیری. یہ منزلت یہ سعادت کسے نصیب ہوئی. تجھے سمجھتی ہے زہرا حسین کے جیسا. کہاں سے لائے گی دنیا حسین کے جیسا. کہاں سے لائے گی دنیا حسین کے جیسا. فقط حسین ملے گا حسین کے جیسا. کہاں سے لائے گی دنیا حسین کے جیسا. صلوات محمد علیہ
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
Like to call the Maulana Shaykh Nuru. Please come and recite.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى
نعرہ تکبیر اللہ اکبر. نعرہ تکبیر اللہ اکبر. نعرہ رسالت یا رسول اللہ. نعرہ رسالت یا رسول اللہ. نعرہ حیدری یا علی. نعرہ حیدری یا علی. ایک دو دی بلالت محمد علی محمد بلند الصلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Inshallah, before we commence with the lecture of tonight, there's a kind request for all of us to humbly raise up our hands and recite 5 times Ayat al-Mubarakah, Amma yujib al-Mutarra, Iza da'ahu wa yakshif al-su'. We have our dear brother, Mr. Mujahid Ali, who is currently in hospital. Let's pray, inshallah, and ask Allah Azza wa Jal to make it easy for him and intervene on his behalf and on behalf of all those who are battling with their health. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. ويكشف السوء مضطر ويكشف السوء ويكشف السوء ويكشف السوء صلوات. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله، ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد طب القلوب ودوائها ونور أبصارها، وعلى أهل بيته الذين ذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. يقول الله عز وجل في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. آمنا بالله صدق الله العلي العظيم. With the loudest of our voices, صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. For the love of the heroes of Karbala, Imam al-Hussein, Sayyid al-Sajideen, and Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, with the loudest of our voices, صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. And for the purification of our hearts and hastening of the reappearance of our beloved 12th Imam, صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. First of all, we thank Almighty Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala for gracing us with this wonderful moment to celebrate the birth anniversaries of the three heroes of Karbala. We are here, mu'mineen and mu'minat, to once again rekindle the flame of love for these great personalities in our hearts. We are here to reconnect with these great personalities, and no doubt we are here tonight celebrating this Jashne to renew our allegiance with our Abdullah, Imam Zainul Abidin, and Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhim as-salam. You know, brothers and sisters, when we gather like this, we remind ourselves of that beautiful and powerful tradition of Ahl al-Bayt, on the importance of not just attending such a gathering, but the importance of those who attend such a gathering. Narration tells us, شِيعَتُنَا خُلِقُوا مِنْ فَاضِلِ تِينَتِنَا وَعُجِنُوا بِمَاءِ وِلَايَتِنَا يَفْرَحُونَ لِفَرْحِنَا وَيَحْزُنُونَ لِحُزْنِنَا. That our Shias, our true lovers and followers, they are created from the remnants of the substances we, the Ahlul Bayt, are created from. They are happy when we are happy, and our Shias are sad when we are sad. Tonight, we are all happy. Why? Because the Imam of our time is happy. Sahib of this suggestion is Abu Salih al-Mahdi. You know, one tradition tells us from Mawlai Kainat, Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. You know, Amir al-Mu'mineen explained the value and the honor of those who attend such a gathering. Imam tells us, فَإِنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِينُهُمْ فَثَكِّلْهَا بِفَاضِلِ حَسَنَاتِنَا. That, Ya Allah, if the scale of the a'mals of our Shias will be low on the day of Qiyamah, I ask you, Ya Allah, strengthen it and make it higher through our fadl with the Ahlul Bayt. This is the importance of those who attend such a gathering. This is the gathering of Ahlul Bayt. And the gathering of Ahlul Bayt is Mahal Dhikrillah. It's a place, it's a platform, it's a moment where Allah is being remembered. Mu'mineen and Mu'minat, my dear brothers and sisters, the verse I quoted earlier on is known verse to all of us. This verse is normally regarded as anthem of Shias. Because in every country, as a national anthem, isn't it? When the national anthem is being recited, everybody stands in show of respect to that particular country he or she reverse. Likewise, there are some verses in the Holy Quran, when these verses are being recited, whoever knows this verse, regard this verse as the anthem of the Shias. One of them is Ati'u Allah wa Ati'u Rasula wa Ulil Amri. Obey Allah and obey the Messenger and those who are tasked or charged with authority amongst you. Those who are charged with authority are the Ahlul Bayt. Another ayah is this ayah, Quran 33, verse 33. When Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala in this beautiful verse highlights on how He purified Ahlul Bayt with a thorough purification. Now, departing from this verse 33, the topic I would like to discuss tonight briefly with you Mu'mineen and Mu'minat here in Coventry is to look at inspirations from these great heroes of Karbala. Beginning with Imam al-Hussein. Then secondly, I will touch on Abul Fadl al-Abbas. And then we will conclude, inshallah, by taking inspirations from the life of Sayyidul Sajidin. Kindly pay attention, brothers and sisters. Try as much as you can to renew your love and allegiance with Ahlul Bayt. Try by taking at least a lesson or two from what we are going to convey today on behalf of Ahlul Bayt al-Ismat wa al-Tahara. First stage of the examination is to look at some inspirations really from the life of Sayyidul Shuhada. Normally, what we hear is the life of Sayyidul Shuhada after Karbala. So I want us not only to look at Abu Abdullah from Karbala, but let's look at Abu Abdullah years before Karbala. It will benefit all of us, young and old. You know very well, brothers and sisters, Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, when he was born, we all here to celebrate the birth of Abu Abdullah. The Holy Prophet got to know about the arrival of Sayyid al-Shuhada. He rushed to the house of the Lady of Light, Fatima al-Zahra, salawatullah wa salamuhu alayha. Look at this tradition, very beautiful tradition. And this tradition tells us the fadl or the fadila of Aba Abdullah in the lens of Allah. The Holy Prophet now came to the house of Sayyidatun Nisa'il Alami. He called out, bring my son to me. Because you know Rasulullah would always call Hasanain my sons. Hence Amirul Mu'mineen will not call them my sons. Abna ana wa abna akum. Allah called Hasanain sons of the Holy Prophet. Now when the Holy Prophet said to the Lady of Light, bring my son to me, what was the response of the Lady of Light? She said, we are preparing him, we are cleaning him. But look at that, she knows, but she wanted to teach us. And the Holy Prophet wanted to teach us. Prophet said, لَقَدْ نَظَّفَهُ اللَّهُ تَبَارَكَ وَتَعَالَى. He has been purified and cleansed by Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Yani Hussein alayhi salam, the way the marriage of Mawlai Kainat and the Lady of Light was conducted and solemnized in heaven, the cleansing of Aba Abdullah and his purification happened in heaven. But tradition tells us, Aba Abdullah Salamullah alayh, he spent his first 6 years under the care of our beloved Prophet. From each year, year 4 of Hijrah to year 10 of Hijrah. This period, he was under the care of our beloved Prophet. And what will Prophet do? Prophet would kiss Aba Abdullah and he will place his finger into the mouth of Aba Abdullah, and Aba Abdullah will suckle from the Nuraniyah of Nubuwa and Risala. That's how the tarbiyah of Aba Abdullah took shape. The same thing Rasulullah did to Amir al-Mu'mineen. Rasulullah will bite and chew food and will place it into the mouth of Mawlai Kainat. That's tarbiyah of Nubuwa and Risala. Now look at the next tradition to appreciate the maqam of Sayyid al-Shuhada in the sight of Rasulullah. Aba Abdullah, now under the care of the Holy Prophet. We are told in the narration, Mu'mineen and Mu'minat, that from birth to 6 months, Aba Abdullah did not talk. From birth to 6 months, he did not say a word. And the Holy Prophet, whenever he would go to the mosque, he would go with him Imam al-Hassan and Imam al-Hussein. He would never go to the mosque either to preach or lead prayers without Hassanain next to him. Now Aba Abdullah attained 6 months old. Rasulullah came out, they went to the mosque. Prophet was in the front, leading salah. He began saying, Allahu Akbar. Remember, Aba Abdullah is 6 months old now. Immediately Rasulullah finished the first Allahu Akbar. Hussein repeated Allahu Akbar. Meaning the first word or sentence that flew on the mouth of Barakah of Aba Abdullah is Allahu Akbar. Then Prophet, upon hearing that from Aba Abdullah, he repeated the second one, Allahu Akbar. Then Hussein repeated, Allahu Akbar. Prophet went for the third one, Allahu Akbar. Aba Abdullah repeated 7 times. Rasulullah did Allahu Akbar and Abu Abdullah repeated Allahu Akbar. That is why it's mustahab when you do your salah to do Allahu Akbar 7 times before Takbiratul Ihram. It's mustahab. Where did you get that sunnah from? From Abu Abdullah bin Husayn alayhi salam. Now the first chapter our beloved Prophet taught about Abdullah is which chapter? Surah Al-Tawheed, Surah Al-Ikhlas. Tradition tells us he taught about Abdullah Surah Al-Ikhlas when he became 1 year old. 1 year old, he taught Hussein. Now before we move forward, one practical lessons for all of us here to learn from the Holy Prophet and Abu Abdullah that parents, don't go to a place of worship and leave your children behind. Don't attend the junction and leave your children behind. Don't attend any Shahada program and leave your children behind. Because the Holy Prophet would take as an aim that should serve as an inspiration for each and every one of us. If truly we want our children to become true lovers and followers of Ahlul Bayt, then we cannot afford to leave them in the house while we are attending programs. For these children represent those young heroes of Karbala. If you leave them behind, then we have not appreciated what Rasulullah did in relation to Abu Abdullah and Imam Hassan al-Mushtaba. Now you know very well, within that 6 years, the Holy Prophet mentioned so many fada'il of Abu Abdullah. All those traditions, ahadith, that you know of about Abu Abdullah from our beloved Prophet, Prophet mentioned those hadiths when Hussein was under 6 or 6. Famous one, Hussein minni wa ana. Prophet said it when Hussein was young. Al-Hassan wal-Hussein imamani qama aw ka'ada. Hassan and Hussein are divine leaders, whether sitting, relaxing, or arising. He said it when they were very young. Likewise, one day, the Holy Prophet was sitting in the mosque. Then young Hussein ran and he came inside the mosque. And he was running towards the Holy Prophet. The Holy Prophet looked at Hussein. He said, Hada imamun, Abu imamin, wabnu imamin, wa abul a'imma. This is Imam, brother of an Imam, son of an Imam, and the father of the Imams. So it highlights on the values and the virtues of Abu Abdullah from who? Our beloved Prophet. So to go forward, Hussein spent how many years with the Holy Prophet? 6 years. Don't forget. But there are a lot all of us can learn from these 6 years. Now from year 11 to year 35, it was the time of the Khulafa. So Abu Bakr, Omar and Uthman. So 11 to 35. Hussein alayhi salam played crucial roles even during this time. So we do not buy that sentiment that Ahlul Bayt were quiet. The first Khalifa was Khalifa 2.5 years. Then the second Khalifa came. What happened? We all know. Sayyidah Fatima rendered that powerful sermon, the khutbah of Al-Fadaqiyah. Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam will stood his ground in defense of true and authentic Islam. Abu Abdullah was there and he supported his beloved father and beloved mother. Now it came to the time of the second Khalifa. Narration tells us, and interestingly, this narration is reported by our Sunni brothers and sisters, that one day the second Khalifa came and sat on the member of the Holy Prophet. He sat, wanted to give a talk. Young Hussein came and he said to him, "Get out from the member of my father." But then the second Khalifa looked at Hussein and he said to Hussein, yes, I know it's the member of your father, but who has asked you to come and ask me? He said, it is from me, Hussein, and not from anyone. But you know, scholars, when they analyze this tradition, they said maybe the second Khalifa, he was thinking that when Hussein said, member of my father, Hussein was referring to Prophet. But here, Hussein was referring to Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam. So Abu Abdullah, he played crucial role. During the time of the third Khalifa, Uthman, you know, Abu Dharr al-Ghifari one day tried to advise the third Khalifa. But then the third Khalifa, as per the traditions, wasn't happy with that advice. Then the third Khalifa said, you can go out of town. Now you are out, go out. And many were not allowed to see him off. Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam and Abu Abdullah and Hassanin decided to see him off. Hussein said to Abu Dharr, "Oh Abu Dharr, the people scared you of their dunya and you scared them of your akhirah. Abu Dharr, be proud of your akhirah." So Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, brothers and sisters, he played crucial role before Karbala. And quickly before we go to Abbas alayhi salam, when you analyze the role of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam in Karbala, it is summarized in one thing. What is that one thing? His love for martyrdom.
MashaAllah.
His love for Shahada. But the question is here, what is martyrdom? What is Shahada? Because when you understand the essence of Shahada, you will then appreciate more what Sayyidu Shuhada stood for. Shahada, my dear brothers and sisters, it simply means what? The removal of the love of dunya from one's heart. When you are able to remove the attachment of dunya from your heart and the love of oneself from heart, being ego from one's heart, then that is a level of Shahada. And that is what Sayyidu Shuhada stood for. And so therefore, when we celebrate his life, we are all expected as lovers and followers of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein to continue with the mission of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. And that is why Imam al-Hussein had students like Abul Fadl al-Abbas. Abbas alayhi salam is a product of Imam al-Hussein. You know, many people come forward and they say, why you would? Even this is not only non-Shias, even some Shias. Why everything Hussein, everything Hussein? Why you mention Hussein, everything Hussein? Masaib is only Hussein you mention. Many people ask that. But do you know the response? Said it's not us. It's Allah and His prophets. There was discussions about Hussein years before the birth of Hussein. Typical example, you know very well. فَتَلَكَّى آدَمُ مِنْ رَبِّهِ كَلِمَاتٌ فَتَابَ عَلَيْهِ. Chapter Baqarah, verse 37. That Allah inspired Adam with some words. When Adam pronounced those words, Allah forgave Adam. What were the words? Ya Hamidu bihaqqi Mohammed. Ya Ali bihaqqi Ali. Ya Fatir al-Samawat wal-Ard bihaqqi Fatima. Ya Muhsin bihaqqi al-Hasan wal-Husayn wa minka al-Ihsan. Yani Adam alayhi salam was inspired by Allah to make tawassul of Panjit and Pump. But the point I'm trying to make here is that when he got to the name of Hussein, Adam shivered. Adam trembled. Adam began to cry. Why, Ya Allah? When I mentioned the other names, I was okay. But mentioning Hussein's name, I shivered. Then of course Allah sent Jibreel to Adam to explain to him what would happen to Hussein in Karbala. But the point I'm trying to make is that there was discussion about Hussein years before the birth of Hussein. Likewise, Zakaria alayhi salam. Zakaria once asked Allah, I want you to teach me Ismullah al-A'zam. Allah taught him Ismullah al-A'zam through the names of Ahl al-Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. And so therefore, if you look at the tradition, Allah, Rasulullah tells us, Ahl al-Bayt, they are Safina to Nuh. Look at this tradition. Man rakibaha naja. Wa man takallafa anha garika wa hawa. They are like the ark of Noah. Whoever is on board this ark, he is protected. But look at what Imam Jafar said. He said, كلنا سفن النجاة وسفينة جدنا الحسين أوسع وأكبر. He said, all of us are in Bayt. We are arks of salvation. But the ark of our grandfather Hussein is spacious and grandeur. It's bigger than all the ark. That is why on the day of Ashura, Ziyarat Hussein. Nime Shaban, Ziyarat Hussein. Isn't it? The day of Gadir, Ziyarat Hussein. That's the only Imam you've got so many ziyarat about him. Why? Because the ark of salvation of Aba Abdullah is everywhere. So that's why we will never be satisfied of mentioning the name Hussein. So Hussein is everywhere. It is not us who mention Hussein. It's Allah and the Holy Prophet who mention Hussein. Now look at the life of Alamdar. Abbas alayhi salam. As I mentioned earlier on, Abbas is a product of Hussein. When Abbas was born, the first moment he opened his eyes was when Hussein was holding him. We're celebrating the birth of Abbas. The moment he opened his eye, when a child opens his eye, was when he was in a cradle in the hand of Sayyid al-Shuhada. But now look at the life of Abbas, brothers and sisters. You see, Abbas spent how many years with Amir al-Mu'minin? 14. From his birth to the Shahada of Mawlai Kainat, 14 years. But during these 14 years, Abbas showed a lot of character. And Amir al-Mu'minin was proud of Abbas. We need to understand the history of these great personalities. When Abbas was born, al-Banin tells us, the way Rasulullah did to Abu Abdullah, Amir al-Mu'minin did to Abbas. He would kiss Abbas and will place his fingers into the mouth of Abbas so that Abbas could suckle from the Nuraniya of Imamah. Now you know what Amir al-Mu'minin said about his son? He said, Ibni al-Abbas zukkal ilma zakka. He said, my beloved son Abbas cracked knowledge naked. This is Babu Madinatul Rasul. Babu Madinatul Rasul is praising the knowledge of Abul Fadl al-Abbas. Not only that, during the life of Amir al-Mu'minin, Abbas participated in some of the battles. At least narration tells us he participated in the battle of Siffin. And during the battle of Siffin, the enemy blocked water like the way they did in Karbala. Then Amir al-Mu'minin called his close and sincere companions, Imam al-Hasan, Imam al-Hussein. Abbas was how old? 13, 14, not more than that. Amir al-Mu'minin said to them, go with other companions, go and fight them to free the water so that people can benefit from the water. Abbas was there during the battle of Siffin, and he fought alongside brave warriors, companions of Amir al-Mu'mineen. That is why you realize on the 10th day of Muharram, when Sayyidah Zainab sent Mohammed and Aun, she said, go. They went to Abu Abdullah. Abu Abdullah said to them, no, go stay behind and look after your mother. Back and forth. Eventually, Sayyidah Zainab came out. When she came out, she said two things to Imam al-Husayn. One of them has to do with what Abbas did on the day of Siffin. The first one, she said to Abu Abdullah, you remember, our father was proud of our brother Abbas on the day of Siffin, and his age was more or less like the age of Muhammad and Aun. So Abu Abdullah allowed them to go. So therefore Abbas played crucial role during the time of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen. Now how many years Abbas alayhi salam spent with Imam al-Hassan? Can you take a guess? How many years? Who can tell me? How many years?
5.
How many years?
8 years.
How many years Abbas spent with Imam al-Hassan?
43. 43.
Okay, but too much. There and there. 24. 24. Arba wa ishrin. 24. From his birth إلى شهادة إمام عصر المجتبى حبيب, to the martyrdom of Imam عصر المجتبى, من الولادة إلى شهادة إمام عصر المجتبى. From his birth to the shahada of Imam عصر المجتبى, 24 years. And during the reign of Imam عصر المجتبى, Abbas alayhi salam, pay attention brothers and sisters, he played crucial role. Appreciate his personality. What were the roles of Abbas alayhi salam during the reign of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba? Number one, all of us sitting here, we know this very well. One of the major titles, if not the most famous title of Abbas, is Babul Hawaij. Babul. Do you know why Abbas alayhi salam is titled the Babul Hawaij? He gained this title during the time of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba, before Karbala. And then during Karbala, it illuminated more. And now you see the barakat of Babul Hawaij everywhere. How did that happen? During the time of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba, when Imam became the Imam officially, his followers would go to Imam. Some would go ask him for help. But narrating tells us, every help Imam Hassan gave to people, it was through Abbas. Imam would give it to Abbas, and Abbas alayhi salam would hand it over to the receiver. So from that time, he was called Babul Hawaij. And you know very well, may Allah bless us with the ziyarah of Karbala. Our ulama, our great scholars, they have this sunnah, this tradition, that when you go to Karbala, first visit Abbas alayhi salam. When you visit him, ask for permission from him to go and visit Abu Abdullah. In fact, some scholars dreamt, after going back and forth to the haram of Abu Abdullah alayhi salam, asking for the fulfillment of the anis and hajat, and they saw in a dream Abu Abdullah saying to them, go to Abbas before you come to me. But the point is here, brothers and sisters, why do we go to Abbas before we go to Abu Abdullah? These are scholars telling us, because Abbas is Babul Hussein, and Hussein is Babullah. So you go to Abbas, you ask for permission to go to Abu Abdullah. When you get to Abu Abdullah connects you with Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. So he became Babul Hawaij. And that is why when you celebrate his life, ask Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to fulfill all your legitimate needs and desires in this world through the barakah and the tawassul of Abbas alayhi salam. And that is why again, we always ask Allah through the barakah and the tawassul of al-Banin al-Arba. al-Banin is famous for the fulfillment of the hajat of mu'mineen and mu'minat. That's why one poet mentioned beautifully, تنقضي حاجاتك تنتهي مأساتك لو قرأت الفاتحة لأم البنين. Very beautiful. That, oh my dear brother, my dear sister, your legitimate needs are fulfilled. And your issues in life are over. On one condition, so long as you recite Surah Al-Fatiha for al-Banin. So how do you ask Allah to fulfill your hajat through Abbas alayhi salam? Do kari khairi and give it a hadiyah to Abbas. Recite tasbih of Fatima al-Zahra and said this tasbih is a hadiyah to Abbas and see the wonders of Allah. We all have challenges in our lives. And we are celebrating the life of Abbas alayhi salam. Ask Allah to help you through Abbas. So during the time of Imam al-Hassan, Abbas played crucial role. Now came the time of Imam al-Hussein, you know that very well. Abbas was the backbone of Hussein. To such an extent, Hussein said, فَبَعْدَكَ لَا تُطِيبُ لَنَا حَيَاتَ alayhi salam al-Kadhalik. That Abbas after you, life will not be pleasant. Sayyid al-Shuhada is telling us, after you, life will be bitter. That tells us the role of Abbas. Look at what Imam Zain al-Abidin said about Abbas. He said, Rahimallah, Ammi al-Abbas. May Allah bless my uncle Abbas. Why? Because لَقَدْ آثَرَ وَأَبْلَى وَفَدَى حَتَّى قُتِلْ. That Abbas, he fought, he sacrificed himself until he was killed. But look at the tradition, and appreciate Abbas. Imam Zain said, when he was killed, they chop off his 2 arms. But Allah will transform these 2 arms into the wings of angels, and with these 2 arms, Abbas will fly to heaven. This is an authentic tradition from Imam Zain al-Abidin. Then the last part of the tradition, إن للعباس منزلة عند الله يوم القيامة يغبطه جميع الشهداء. That indeed Abbas has a unique status in the sight of Allah on the day of Qiyamah, and each and every martyr, each and every shaheed will envy the status of Abbas on the day of Qiyamah. And you know the status of Shuhada. But this is Zainul Abidin, Salamullah alayh, telling us that each and every martyr, no exception, will envy the position of Abbas on the day of Qiyamah. Look at Imam Ja'far alayhi salam. The ziyarah we recite for Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas was composed by Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. Assalamu alayka ayyuha al-abdu salih al-muti'u lillahi wa li rasulihi wal amin al-mu'minin. His ziyarah min man is from Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. It's an authentic ziyarah from Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, narrating what Abbas did when it comes to the growth of Islam. And hence Imam Ja'far said, Abbas was sulbul iman. MashaAllah. Sulbul iman. If you are looking for the roots of faith, Abbas is the root of faith, is the essence of faith. If you are looking for foresightedness, Abbas is the epitome of basira, foresightedness. In fact, there is even ziyarah from 12 Imam about Abbas.
Bismillah, Bismillah.
We have ziyarah from our beloved 12 Imam about Abbas alayhi salam, where Imam mentioned that may Allah reward the Abbas, the son of Amir al-Mu'mineen, for he stands towards the growth of Islam. And so therefore, brothers and sisters, let's learn from these personalities. The last one is Imam Zain al-Abidin. As I mentioned, Abbas 14 years with Amir al-Mu'mineen, 24 years with Imam al-Hasan. How many years with Imam Hussein?
32.
34.
34. 34. You've done well, very close, but 34. Ahsantum. 34. Because he left this world on the 10th day of Muharram. And that's it. So from birth to the Shahada of our Abdullah, 34 years. How many years was Imam Hussein when he left this world?
67.
Ahsantum jazakallah khair, 57. I like doing this sometimes. How many years was Imam Hussein an Imam? His period of imamate. Of course, the imamah started fi alam al-malakut, but I'm talking of the physical imamate. How many years?
10.
Very close. Yeah, you've done well. You've done well.
12.
No. 12 is too much. 11. Some say 10, 11, but 11. MashaAllah. Mawla salamat alayhi. 11. Imam. But as I said, because I'm going to the last part of my discussion, so I want you to at least get something. Imam Hussein, 6 years with Rasulullah. From year 11 to year 35 during the time of the Khulafa. And from year 35 to year 40 during the reign of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi. And from 40 to 50 is the reign of Imam Hasan al. And then 50 to 60, Karbala happened, or 61. So you need to know these stages and learn what happened during these stages. Now Imam Zain al-Abidin, Sayyidul Sajidin. How old was he when he left this world?
24. Oh.
No, 24 is too young. But you made him very young.
60.
No, 60 is too much. 50?
52.
No more. 57, like Imam Hussein. Salawat. 57, Sayyidul Sajidin. But how many years was he an Imam?
34. 40.
MashaAllah.
35.
Calm down a bit here.
30.
27. Ahsantu. MashaAllah, subhanallah. The wilaya is strong here, MashaAllah. Salawat. So I'm going to mention few things, and then I give you some practical tips, something to go and think about. You see, Imam Zain al-Abidin has his style, or he had his style. All our Imams, they have their styles. So if I give you an example, I mentioned this somewhere last night, and people were asking me how. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam Zain al-Abidin, you compare their styles. Their style of dua, their style of teaching, their style of approach. Are they the same? Okay, if they are not the same, what are the styles? So Imam Amir al-Mu'minin, philosophical. Imam Zain al-Abidin, emotional. Meaning what? Imam Amir al-Mu'minin addressed intellect, aql, and mind, and thinking. Look at Najul Balaga. It's highly philosophical. Look at Dua Kumail. أتسلط النار على وجوهنا خرت لعظمتك ساجدة. Highly philosophical. Look at Dua al-Sabah. Ya man dalla ala dhatihi bidhatihi. Or the one whose essence indicate to his essence. Highly philosophical. From Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam. But Imam Zain al-Abidin, no. He addressed soul. Amir addressed Aql, but Sayyid al-Sajidin addressed soul. That is why, if you truly want to appreciate the work of Imam Zain al-Abidin, you need to master Sahifatul Sajjadi. Then you will understand how Imam addressed soul purification. Look at his title, Sajjad. This Sajjad, some of you alhamdulillah know Arabic or even Urdu. Sajjad is Sigatul Mubalaga. It's Sige Mubalaghe. What is Sigatul Mubalaga? It's exaggerating tense. What do we say exaggerating tense? You see, sometimes we say Sajid, Sajjad. Sajid, Sajjad. Two different things. Sajjad is way higher than Sajid. What is Sajid? He makes Sajda now, he may not make it until later on. But Sajjad, forever in Sajda.
Nara, Hadri.
That's Sigatul Mubalaga. Forever in Sajda. So that's why they ask question, when have you known Imam Zain al-Abidin and you've not seen him in Sajda? Is forever in Sajda. Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam was asked, how is your father? Then Imam al-Baqir explained why the father is titled Sajjad. He said, my father, whenever he would recite Quran and come across verses of Sajda, whatever the verse might be, he would prostrate. Whenever my father would remember any blessing of Allah in his life, wherever he was, whatever he was doing, he would stop and make sajda. He said, my father, whenever Allah will protect him from any harm, or he will see someone being protected by Allah from any harm, he would stop whatever he was doing and prostrate to thank Allah. He said, my father, after each and every salah, he would not go away until and unless he went into sajda. Hence it's called Sajjad. Allahu Akbar. Another title, Zainul Abidin. Do you know why? There are three reasons. First reason, from the time of the Prophet, that one day Prophet said, on the day of Qiyamah, there will be a caller calling, Aina Zainul Abidin. The Prophet said, Ka'anni ara ibni Ali ibn al-Husayn. He said, there will be a call on the day of Qiyamah. Where is Zainul Abidin? He said, as if that moment I'm seeing my son Ali, the son of Husayn. Prophet mentioned their names before they were born. He said to Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari, when you meet him in Karbala, say my salam to him. Muhammad Bakr, isn't it? So that's first reason why he's called Zainul Abidin. Second reason why he's called Zainul Abidin, and this first is in Ilal al-Shara'i, one of our books. Second is in Kashf al-Gumma. That one moment Imam Zainul Abidin engrossed in Ibadah, he was worshipping. Then a voice came out of nowhere. Anta Zainul Abidin. You are the ornament of the worshippers, or the beauty of the worshippers. Third one came from Malik ibn Anas. Malik, the leader of Maliki Madhab. Because narration tells us, Imam Zain al-Abidin every day he used to do 1,000 rakats. Every day, 1,000 rakats. So Malik ibn Anas said, he's called Zain al-Abidin because every day he was doing 1,000 rakats. So therefore, I leave you with this line. I know I've taken much of your time. We are in Shaban. We are in Shaban. Take lessons from Imam Zain al-Abidin. Purify your souls. Purify your heart, my dear brothers and sisters. Next month is the holy month of Ramadan. You prepare for the holy month from now, from yesterday, in Rajab. Don't wait for Ramadan before you prepare. You will not enjoy. You will not benefit. Learn from Imam Zain al-Abidin. You know these bruises, this wound on the forehead. From time to time, they used to cut it off from the forehead of Imam Zain al-Abidin. Because of sajda. Ibadah. Used to call on Allah. I was reading somewhere, they said, when he would stand to pray, nothing would shake him. So you are serious. Self-purification is important. Worship God. Look for God. You will find God. Ahlul Bayt, they looked for God and they found him. That's why Imam Ali said, everything that comes to your life is a calling for you to become someone loving God. Imam Zain al-Abidin has 50 munajats. 50 munajats. In addition to this munajat, other du'as. Dua Abu Hamza al-Thumani, Makarim al-Akhlaq, Dua al-Tawbah. So the lesson I wanted to share, if you don't have Sahifat al-Sajadiyah, please go get your copy. You know Sahifat al-Sajadiyah? It is called Injilul A'imma and Tawratul A'imma. It is the Injil and the Torah of A'imma. You know, one Shaykh of Misr, Tantawi, he said, Duna kalam al-Khaliq, fawqa kalam al-Makhluqin. He said, Sahifa, indeed, it's not the words of God, but it's over the words of the creations. Hold unto Sahifa, my dear brothers and sisters. Make our Imam proud. Take your Salat seriously. Take your Salat seriously. Try to perfect your Salat before the holy month of Ramadan. Try. And if your Salat is okay, try to add something. Try to add something. Because Imam Zain al-Abidin made us aware that we have some mushkila. Can I go another 5 minutes? Imam Zain al-Abidin made us aware that we have some mushkila problems. And we need to resolve those problems. What are the problems? He mentioned in Dua Abu Hamza al-Thumani. In this dua, Imam really taught us practical lessons to bring Allah to our lives. Imam said, to give your soul the food it requires, you need 4 factors. 4. Number 1, this, it affects all of us. Number 1, Imam said, identify your spiritual problem. What's your spiritual problem? Do you rush to Salat or you are lazy when it is Salat time? when last did you recite Quran? Sayyidul Sajidin said, identify your spiritual problem, your mushkila. According to him, the mushkila is one thing. We cannot retain the good things we are able to build. Meaning what? You see, sometimes you say, I'm going to start praying my namaz. You do it after 1 month, 2 months, you stop. Sometimes you know, I'm going to go to the mosque, I'm going to attend the Jashne, I'm going to attend the hafla, or hafla. You do it, then suddenly you stop. Sometimes you say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to be a good person, I'm going to change towards my wife, towards my husband. But suddenly, you stop. So Imam Zain al-Abidin said, the mushkila is this back and forth. Sometimes you ask a Shia, when last did you recite Quran? He said, last year. Last year! When Ahlul Bayt are walking Quran. So the problem is that we cannot retention. Now question, what causes lack of retention? What causes us that when we try something good, we cannot continue? Sayyidul Sajidin mentioned 4 causes. The first cause is what? Maybe, according to Imam, there is a guna you are making, you have not asked for sincere tawbah. There is something wrong you are doing. You've not asked Allah sincerely to forgive you. What is asking sincere tawbah? Allah, I pledge I will stop. You know what he said in Dua after the Somali? لَعَلَّكَ تَرَكْتَنِي عَنْ بَابِكَ. He said, Allah, maybe you've chased me away from your door. Maybe in your business you are cheating, you don't want to stop. Maybe in your family, your marriage, you are not doing something right, you don't want to stop. Because of that, you see the only month of Ramadan, you are way higher. But after Ramadan, on Eid, you fall. One reason maybe from Imam al-Abidin, you've not done proper tawbah. Second reason Imam said, maybe you are ignoring Allah's calling to you. Tu'rid. Al-i'rad. You are ignoring. First example of ignoring salat. Salat time, hayya ala salah. You don't care, you chilling. Ahlul Bayt Day program Jashne. Instead of coming, you sit somewhere watching something on TV. Shahada of Ahlul Bayt, you are sitting somewhere laughing. Anyone who ignores the calling of Allah, you will go back and forth. You will not keep and retain your spiritual growth. You know what Imam said? لَأَلَّكَ رَأَيْتَنِي مُعْرِدًا عَنْكَ فَقَلَيْتَنِي. This dua Abu Hamza al-Somali. That Allah, maybe you've seen me ignoring your calling. That is why you left me to be with myself. To perish. Third reason why back and forth, mushkila problem, is maybe we are ungrateful to Allah's blessings. Ungrateful. And there are examples of being ungrateful. One example of being ungrateful is what? You've got your own brother suffering, but you make others happy your brother is suffering. You've got your mu'mineen suffering, you pray with them every day and night. Instead of empowering them, you go on to make them out there. That's being ungrateful. Another way of being ungrateful is what? You don't pay your homes. Imam al-Bakr said, whoever refused to pay homes is eating our flesh. كأنما أكل من لحمنا. Haikawal, Imam al-Bakr said, so like a person eating our flesh. But Imam al-Abdin mentioned in Abu Hamza al-Somali You know what he said? Allahu Akbar. لعلك رأيتني غير شاكر لأنعمك فحرمتني. But Allah, maybe you've seen me being ungrateful to your blessings in my life, and hence you deny me that spiritual growth. دیگه پیشرفت نمی‌کنم. هیچ جا نمیتونم برم. I can't go anywhere. That's number 3. Last reason Imam gives us is what? Hanging around with dead people. Allah. Huh? Somebody. Hanging around with dead people. Are maybe not going to the cemetery. People who are not productive. People, you are with them salat time, they don't even say anything. You are with them, they are doing guna sins. لعلك فقدتني في مجالس العلماء. One line. Another line. اللهم رأيتني في 1000 مجالس البطالين. No, Ya Allah, this is too deep, mu'minin. You need to go and reflect on this. Really, you need to go and think about this. Imam said, maybe Allah, you've always missed me around God-fearing scholars. And maybe you see me hanging around with dead people. That's majalis al-Battali. Today, you don't have to hang around. With your phone, you can commit sins. It kills the hearts. These are the teachings of Imam Zainabi. So this is Shaban. I mentioned only one in the courses. The other one next time, inshallah. I said there are 4. So if you check Sahifa, Amza to Somali, you will find. But reflect on these 4 and use them to prepare for your holy month of Ramadan. If you can fast this month, fast. If you cannot fast, learn how to recite Quran. If you know how to recite Quran and your salat is okay, wake up at night and pray. And Allah will help you. We pray to Allah Ta'ala. The organizers of this majlis, may Allah reward them abundantly. This community of Coventry, may Allah bless them and reward them abundantly, inshallah. Mu'minin and mu'minat who are not well, we pray Allah cure them with His cure, inshallah. Marhumin, may Allah forgive them and grant them Jannat al-Firdaus. May Allah elevate the stations of our marhumin in their lives of barzakh. All of us sitting here, we have our hajat, we have our needs. Whatever the hajat might be, we pray Allah fulfill those hajat on our behalf. بحق سيد الشهداء وبحق زين العابدين وبحق عبد الفضل العباس. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala make life easy for all of us, inshallah. We and our families, may Allah seat us in peace and tranquility, inshallah. May Allah grant us ziyarat of Ahl al-Bayt alayhim as-salam. May Allah grant us the ziyarat of Ahl al-Bayt alayhim as-salam. May Allah grant us Umrah and Hajj, inshallah. Lastly, we pray Allah expedite the appearance of the Imam of our time. May Allah make us among those who will contribute our quota towards preparing the grounds for the appearance of Abu Salih al-Mahdi. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين.
بسم الله على محمد وعلي محمد.
जानते हुसैन जाने रब जानते हुसैन जाने रब जानते हुसैन जाने رب جانتے حسین جانے رب جانتے حسین جانے رب جانتے حسین جانے رب جانتے حسین جانے دیکھ تو اے واسطہ منگ لے دعا رب جانتے حسین جانے رب جانتے حسین جانے رب جانتے حسین جانے رب جانتے حسین جانے میرے نصیباں وچ لکھی نہیں اولاد کیتی حسین میری جولی آباد میرے نصیباں وچ لکھی نہیں اولاد کیتی حسین میری جولی آباد ست پتے دے کے گیا راہب تجا رب جانے
نعرہ تکبیر
اللہ اکبر
نعرہ رسالت نعرہ حیدری لبیک یا حسین
لبیک یا حسین
لبیک یا حسین
لبیک یا حسین
محمد وآل محمد صلوات
اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد
دعا الحجة ان شاء الله